Well, hello. It's been a while. I haven't gone live on this page for probably about 3 months now because I've been moving. And we have successfully moved to Omaha, Nebraska, which is where I am broadcasting from today. And so I almost got my studio set up and I'm super ready to jump in and paint with everybody. And then Ukraine happened. Hi, Tara. Good to see you. And then Ukraine happened. So, for those of you who do not know, Ukraine is my homeland. I was born there, and I lived there my first 30 years of my life. 30 is like 30, 30. Hi, Donna. Aw. Hi, Cheryl. Oh my goodness. I miss seeing all your names and talking to you and hearing from you. This is super important to me, and so I'm super excited to get back. But the reason to get back is very sad, as you all know. Ukraine's under attack. My family is in Kharkiv, which has been covered in shelling and bombing and airstrikes for the last, if not 7, then 6 days. They haven't had a quiet night. So I'm trying to do what I can and I'm trying to raise some funds, and I appreciate every single one of you who helps in any way. So what I'm doing is I don't even have a picture of it on me right now, but on my page you will be able to find this wooden cutout. It's an 18-inch sunflower cutout, and it's a kit with a with a sunflower and some ribbons, and yeah. So this is my fundraiser with all the profits going to Ukraine. All the profits will go to people of Ukraine. But so I'm just gonna drop the link right here, and then I'm gonna get into painting that I was gonna do. I am going to paint on my jeans. I got a pair of jeans, and I'm gonna put some flowers going like on the side. So I will start from the very beginning, so you will be able to see the whole process of how I paint on denim. And if you would like to support Ukraine, there is the link that you can use if you would like to get a the cutout, or if there's other ways that you would like to support. You can literally just PayPal something to to my company's account, or just like put a comment down here that you would like to support and you want my PayPal account, and just put in the note that that's for fundraiser, and I will just move all the monies into there. Okay, so I'm going to turn back, move out of here. Yep, cereal box, and turn on solo layout on my desk. And we're gonna start working. I will be so this setup is a bit different for me because I'm usually set up so that my desk is right next to my work area, and I haven't figured that out yet. So be patient with me because all your comments are now behind me, so I'll have to look behind me to see you. But that's all good. So I have my pair of pants here that I'm going to paint on. I have sorry about that. I have the cereal box, which I'm going to cut to size to stick inside of the pants, so that the paint doesn't seep through. I'm just gonna use whatever I have. I have a gazillion of um, um, little Arteza paints. So I'm just gonna use the colors whatever I have, and I'm gonna mix it with Textile Medium. So what this does is that it helps the fabric to stay kind of pliable and soft. You don't have to use it. It's entirely up to you. I just like that it doesn't get so stiff. You know, if you just paint it with acrylics, and I've done that also, just painting denim with acrylics, it gets rather stiff. So that's kind of to me, I don't like that. So I'm just folding one of my pant. I think this is the right leg. And I'm gonna put it right on top of this cereal box. Here, let's open that up. There we go. I'm just gonna put it right on top. And I'm gonna use whatever I can grab. And I'm gonna outline the pants. And please do say hello. And I feel like I'm gonna be painting sunflowers like on every item that I can get my hands on right now. It's just, this is insane. What's happening right now in the world is insane. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it, but I'm gonna cut it like about what would that be? Like about a half inch in. So I'm gonna leave some space over here so that I can insert it, because otherwise it's gonna be too big and it won't get inside of that leg, the pant leg, and it will be like buckled, and then it will be hard to paint on it. Hope this is making sense, right? So just like that. You can do this with pretty much any fabric. I really like painting on denim, but if you like different things, you can do it in different things. Okay, so I'm gonna unroll my cuff, or whatever it's called, and insert this into here. Make sure it's in the middle. And just push it right through. Perfect. Checking if you guys can see what I'm doing. Yes, so right through all the way. So see, I can see the edge right here, so that I know that this is all good. Okay, making sure that I'm on the right side of my pant. Yes, it's the outside of the red leg. And this is like below the knee. This is the part that goes between the ankle and the knee. I might go up higher, but then for up higher, I'll just have to remove the board. I don't think I'm gonna have time to paint that much today. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Okay, do you guys get a good view here? You should be. You totally should be. All right, let me see real quick. Here, I'm gonna pin my the sunflower cut out thing to the top. So at the moment, it's almost 5 p.m. on Wednesday. I think I only have 9 left. So there we go. Okay, let's get some colors and let's get to painting. I have a little printout here for myself to kind of, see the colors and remind myself not to go too far from what the sunflowers actually look like, because I can get funny with things like that. So I think I'm gonna use. I really like this one, but this one is like for super big flowers, and I think I wanted a super big flower right here, and then quite a few, like probably 2 more or 3 more. I want a total of 5 somehow in here. So let's grab seamstress chalk, if I can find it. Yes, I can. And I'm just going to eyeball. Nope, I think this is a good size. And so I'm gonna hide a little bit of the sunflower under this little, like the I like to roll my pants up like this. And so I'm just gonna hide it so that when it's rolled, like a little piece of the sunflower is gonna be hidden. And I do not want it completely centered. I'm gonna go off center in the back. Off center in the back and a little bit lower. And I am just outlining whatever round object I found that was the right size. It happened to be my paint thing. So that's going to be one. And then right next to it, I'm going to place another one. It doesn't have to be anything perfect, you know? Yeah. And then I'm going to place here one more. Okay, and now I need to find something even smaller, and I think that is a great size just for that. So there's one, and yeah, I want one right here. And then once I have my flowers, I'll be able to add some greenery to it, but I just really like to start with my flowers. Okay. I really like to start when I paint on denim. As I mentioned, I use Textile Medium. And with artist quality paints, they're pretty thick. I sometimes do it like a half and half sometimes even to just dilute it enough so that the fabric stays soft. Let me see, I'm trying to, oh, I like that color also. So I'm just going to start with Naples Yellow, and I have some white here. I ran out of white. Can you imagine that? Like the artist paints, I completely ran out of white. That's Hi Sharon. Yes, sunflowers, Ukraine. Yes. Um. So this is my palette now. I got this glass thing and I'm loving it. It cleans up so nice. So I'm just gonna put some white acrylic paint on it. This is Deco Art Americana. It's titanium white. And I'm going to grab some of this Naples Yellow. And I'm just going to put it right in there. I'm going to need quite a bit of that. And I'm going to find my little palette knife, if I manage or not. Yes, I did. It's right here. Okay. So I'm going to mix this. So what I'm doing now is I'm creating a base coat because I will need to block the blue. If I just put yellow on this denim blue, it's going to get green. It's going to get super greenish, and that's not what I want. So I'm just making white. I'm using white, a lot of white, so that I can block that blue from denim. And now I'm just gonna, ooh, okay, this is what happens when you haven't used your supplies in a long time. It's totally dry. Let me see if I can find my my little pens. So yeah, I did move into my new studio and it is somewhat organized, but then everything went crazy and I'm too concerned. I'm very worried about my family there. They are doing all right. They are safe. I talked to them at around 2 o'clock local time. So that was like 3 hours ago. They were all hunker down in the hallway because they had another airstrike, and they said they were doing okay. They said they were doing much better than many. So prayers for Ukraine are super, super needed, super appreciated. Ukraine needs a lot of prayers. Ukrainian people, it's just people of Ukraine are amazing, amazing. They went through so much, and it just doesn't stop for them. For them, it's like every 7, 8 years there's some sort of a crisis, something, and every 7 to 8 years, like right before that crisis, the economy really starts to blossom and like things are starting to look good, and then some crazy politician does something unimaginable and things just go to hell. Okay. Right, so I'm just gonna use this little mix over here that I did, and I'm using, I think this is a 1/2 inch. It's number 14. I do tend to use my super old brushes for everything. I kind of stick to the brushes that I really like, so it looks gross. But it's a brush, okay? A little bit of water. I do have a pad of paper towels on the side if you need to know how to set up your table, if you wanna, mimic what I'm doing. I'm just gonna try. I am not sure if this is gonna work, but I'm just gonna try and real quick turn it. Hold on, it might be shaky because I'm turning my camera. There. Okay, so this is my paper towels, my rinsing water, my palette, my brushes, extra paint, water mist, my baby wipes, and then my immediate work area. So this is how I like it set up. Usually it works very well. I like to have all my, like, the things that I need to touch on my right hand side so that I don't need to reach like across to my palette. My palette is right here by my hand. All right. Are you holding your breath? Is anybody holding their breath? Because I'm just gonna freehand my sunflowers for the first time. So I'm just gonna literally freehand, freehand, and the thing with painting on fabric is that it's gonna soak it all up because it's not gessoed, doesn't have any coats on it, right? So this first coat is super important because you want to make sure that you cover the blue, but you also do not want to overwhelm your fabric with like too much paint because then your fabric will get super stiff and you're not going to want to wear that garment. It's just going to sit on your shelf. And I'm sharing this because when I first moved to Omaha, oh my goodness, 13 years ago, and then I moved to Texas after that, and now I'm back to Omaha. So when I first came to Omaha, I painted a pair of jeans, and that was my very first try. It was my like very first attempt, and I used stencils, and I used just regular acrylic paint for that, and I never wore those pants because they were so stiff. They were so hard to wear. Like they just weren't comfortable anymore. Like they used to be comfortable, but not anymore. So do not overwhelm your fabric with a whole lot of paint. Yeah, you just want just enough. And if you like look back and you see that some is still showing through, maybe add a little bit more. But if you feel like you're getting to the point where, oh, that's too much, then just stop because you're still going to put a couple more coats on this to to add all the colors. So I like to start with three like that, and then add petals that will go in between. I like to have, sometimes 11 or 12 petals for sunflower like this. Doesn't have to be, really. You can do whatever you like. You can add as many petals as you like. I'm just thinking that since it's on denim, I want them to be recognizable, right? So I'm just gonna do it this way. And also, since this is the pants, this is the bottom of the pants, right by the ankles, like on the leg. Um, if I make them too small, or like the petals super long, and it will be hard to see what they are. So I'm just gonna try and do it this way, you know. Feel free if you have any questions about the technique, the process, about the supplies I'm using, just drop it in the comments. I'll be more than happy to help and recommend things. Maybe you have something at home already and you're not sure how to use it. Just drop it in the comments. I'll be happy to respond. And also, if you're watching a replay, say hi. And also, if you're watching a replay, if you have questions, also make sure to just drop them in. Don't be shy. I like it when you guys ask questions and I can talk to you and all of that. Yeah, so we're kind of getting there. Hi, I can't read your name, but hello. So I'm just going around adding more petals, just kind of making the base for my sunflower. There's another. Yes, so the link to that wooden cutout is in the comments. It's the pinned one. If you would like to get a wooden cutout to paint, the sunflower cutout to paint, just follow that link and read all the details on there before you place your order, so you know what's happening really. Okay. All right, so that is the base for one. And then, so here, this one, I'm going to do it like on the oval, like it's on the side a little bit, okay? So I'm just gonna pretend that this is the center. And I'll be able to see it, even though it's the same color, I'll be able to see it. I'm gonna add a little bit more of this fabric textile medium to my paint because the paint is getting super dry and it's hard to paint. I'll just add, and hopefully that was a good idea, right? It's a lot of trial and error. I don't have a specific formula. I know that for heavier paints, like artist quality paints, I like to do half and half with fabric medium, textile medium. And for, excuse me, and for craft quality paints, I like to go Three parts of paint to 1 part of textile medium. And of course, you can always purchase the fabric paints. I think this way, the way I'm doing this, it's great for those who do not want to go and purchase another set of paints. So this way. So yeah, I'm just adding the base coat. I'm just blocking pretty much. I'm blocking the denim and so that I can paint. But so that my yellow paint doesn't turn into green color here. But yeah, I think that that's very nice that denim is blue. Okay, these pants are blue, so it will work nicely. So now this is because this is on its side. I'm just gonna add like these on the side ones, the side petals. I'm gonna make them a little bit shorter because they're on the side. So I'm just kind of blocking space for them, kind of saving room. But this is where these guys are going. Just like that. Just adding another coat to kind of block this grayish, bluish color that we have. All right. And so I'll just keep going. I want this one to be this way. I guess if I turn the pants the right way with this facing me, I'd probably get better view and better perspective. I guess I should have done that. Okay, that goes here. These are my colors. This is my color wheel. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to move it much because I have a wall back there. And let's see. Let's see if I can turn this. Oh, I can. Look at that. It fits. And it fits, and you can see what I'm doing. Perfect. All right. This is much easier for me. And I hope it's easier for you too. All right. And again, so this is going to be the side view of the flower. Yeah. So I'm just adding petals where the petals will go here and there. If you're not comfortable painting like starting with your favorite pair of jeans, if you want to paint your jeans or your denim, um, I would recommend just stopping at like a Goodwill store if you're in the States. I don't know if they have Goodwill stores somewhere else, but like Goodwill store or like any secondhand store, resale, somewhere where you can pick up a pair of jeans for cheap, and then you can even cut them up and just use them for practice, or not cut them up and just use them for practice. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Have that. Now let's do this one here. This one here is going to be on the side too. It just makes sense that they're on the side. Okay. Who's here with me? Say hi. Tell me, would you paint your denim? And if you would paint it, what would you put on there? Also, since we are, this is like this is my way to promote my fundraiser for Ukraine. Um, what would you like to know about Ukraine? Is there anything you want to know? I mean, I will try to not make it political. I will try to like share my personal insight. I lived there for 30 years. My All my family is still there. My mother, my brother, my niece and nephew, all my cousins, all my uncles and aunts. My whole family is still there. Um, and the last I talked to them about 3 hours ago, they were hiding in the hallway of their apartment building because their apartment buildings are built out of panels. And so they were told not to hide in the basements because basements get like things get dropped and fall and right in the like in the exit area, and then people get trapped. And there are quite a few people that are trapped already. Sadly, very sadly. Um, but yeah, I mean, I, s- yeah, I spent a fair share of my days last 7 days crying and just being real mad because I'm so far away and there is seemingly nothing that I can do. And then I realized that I can do this and I can raise funds and we can buy things that they need. So right now we have somebody who can send um, large packages. Like there is a large shipment being ready out of the East Coast, and so we have somebody who can we can add to that, and a couple of my friends who are also from Ukraine, um, we're collecting funds, and we're going to be buying first aid kits to send to the people, to send to those who are on front lines, making sure that the Russians won't get, you know, to my brother and my family and my niece and my nephew and my mother and that. So, all right. So as can you, I'm sure you can see, right, how this is like you can see all the grays here, right? So I'm just gonna go back and add, especially to the petals, because the center of the sunflower is kind of black and brown, and there's seeds in there, sunflower seeds. They, I would say it's probably one of the favorite snacks of Ukrainians, sunflower seeds. I need to find a store that carries them here in Omaha, and I totally forgot to make a center here, so I'm just gonna do that super quick so that I have an alignment with what I'm doing, and then add more of this color. Just keep blocking this denim so that I can start putting some yellows on here and oranges and make them look like sunflowers. Yeah. Okay. Not seeing any questions. That's okay. Just So one kit of that, I think it's called tourniquet. Tourniquet, it's this like, I have hard time speaking right now because like half of my thoughts are still in Russian, and I'm trying to remove that language out of my head for obvious reasons, right? And then some of it is in Ukrainian because news and everything, right? And then some of it is in English because that's the language I speak with you guys. So, um, yes, so those kits are the ones that soldiers can wear on their bodies, like, like everything else. And so they can just have their first aid available to them right away. Like, there is a short training on how to use it, and they can stop a major bleeding. Like, there's a lot of things that this could be used for. And each kit, as we saw online the other day, I checked yesterday, they were $30, 30, $30 each. And so that's why I thought, okay, well, I can't buy that much out of my pocket, but I hope there will be people who'd be willing to add, right, to become a part of this and help help protect the country that didn't really bother anybody and were doing their own thing. Okay, so I think I'm pretty happy with how they are shaped. Yeah, so I'm gonna rinse, even though I really didn't need to rinse this, it's fine. Because I'm gonna, but the brushes need to be rinsed once in a while, right? All right, and so right on top of this collar that I have right here, and now I can move it so you can see what color I'm using. I'm going to drop yellow pale. So normally, and if you painted with me before I moved to Nebraska like 3 months ago, right, you would know that I really love lemon yellow. It's like one of the colors I adore. And guess what? I'm totally out of it also. I'm out of my two main colors and I did not go shopping. I need to go shopping. I have a Hobby Lobby nearby, the Michaels a little bit farther away, and then I have a Blick Art. I have never been there, but I'm sure I'll be able to find what I need between those three. I have somebody said, Luba, this is just turning out beautiful. Please show the fabric medium you're using. I missed the very beginning. Sure, okay. Also, please know that along with my church members, I have been praying for Ukraine day and night, praying for peace on both sides and protection for all innocent lives. I can't even imagine your level of anxiety right now. Praying for you also. And thank you so much. Ukraine and myself, we can use all all the um all the prayers we can get. Absolutely. So textile medium I'm using. This is a folk art textile medium. Okay. And for paint, for my paints, and mostly today I'm using the Artisan brand. You can use any acrylic paints. I don't know if you heard that, but like as if you're using craft quality, I highly recommend Deco Art. I'm not affiliated with them, but I highly recommend them. This is like in my experience, they are the best paints. Um, so if you're using craft paint, you want to use 3 parts of paint and 1 part of textile medium. And if you're using more thicker paints, as I'm using right here, You want to go half by half, half and half, right? Um, and obviously, there are like if you look online, there will be formulas that will tell you like in grams or milliliters or whatever or ounces. I'm just eyeballing it. I noticed that certain amount works great for what I'm doing. Sorry about that. And so this is how I'm doing it. I painted a kitchen towel in the spring of this year. It's somewhere in my lives if you want to look up. And it's been through hot wash and cold wash and everything. And the colors faded a little bit, but they still look pretty good. So, yeah. Okay. So, this is going to be my base yellow. I'm just going to grab my flat brush, start at the top, and just like almost in a messy way, just fill in those petals, and then come back and do it again. The thing with painting on fabric is that one that it all seeps all the moisture in, and so it's super wet on the other side. So your paint will probably dry. The drying time will be much longer, which is great for blending. But if you're not used to having this kind of pull on your brush, like I'm going and it's like dragging a little bit on it because the paint coat underneath is super wet and so it sticks together. I would recommend maybe paint the first like the base layer like I did and then give it I don't know half an hour to dry. Um, I would not hit it with a hair blower or anything because this is fabric and textile medium. I want all of this cure the right way. And I would be worried that if I hit it with a hair blower, it will get too hot for something and it might not work the way I want it to work. I'm probably overthinking this, but earlier I painted, uh, let's say I tried. I tried to paint Van Gogh sunflowers. Oh, I should pull it out. I think I know where it is. Or not. Uh, you know what? Never mind. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. Also on denim. Just on a piece of denim. I just had a piece of fabric. And, oh my goodness, that was not easy. Because, for like Van Gogh sunflowers, I kind of wanted to match the colors and all of that. And that kind of went a little bit bonkers, just a little bit, not too much, but So for this big sunflower, I'm gonna paint every other petal right now, and then I'm gonna come back and paint the other ones so that I have this overlap look of the petals. You know how they overlap. So yeah, so I'm doing this, and now I'm gonna go back a little bit here and fix some of the things because they're getting interesting. Like I want to not have. I'm trying to avoid thick blobs of paint right now because they will take forever to dry, right? Okay, and so now I'm using the same color, right? And I'm just going to this sunflower that sits on the top on the front. And I'm adding. See over here, I don't know if it shows on the camera, the yellow went directly on the denim and it's now showing green. It's okay. It's not a big deal. There's going to be green leaves, so it's not going to be off, it's not going to look awful. It's going to be fine. Another thing that you want to keep in mind about painting fabric is that you cannot erase it. Once you put your paint on this fabric, even if it's a mistake and you want to fix it, that's going to be super, almost impossible. Like over here, right? I don't like it, but there's nothing I can do about it because it's acrylic paint and it went into the fabric. Done. I'm kind of stuck with that. Okay. So I believe this was yellow pale, and I'm gonna use the same pot of color, the same yellow I have, and I'm gonna grab Indian yellow. It's kind of a burnt orange color. I really like it. It's super, super pretty. I'm gonna add some, so I'm gonna just add shading to my color. So I'm gonna mix what I have. Ooh, yummy, yummy, yummy orange, yellowish. Just perfect. I don't want them to become too orange. I just want yellow sunflower. I think this is a little bit too orange. I'm gonna add a little bit more of this pale yellow to this. And let's see what happens. Yeah. Just, always, always, always play with your colors, mix your colors, see where you can go with this. And I remember how much paint I added, so I'm just gonna add roughly the same amount of textile medium. So as you see, I add textile medium to every batch of paint I'm using. You can totally get uh, what's it called? Palette knife. I keep calling it a spatula in my head. I think there's like plastic ones that you can get like for a couple of dollars at craft stores if you do not want to, um, uh, to buy something a little bit more. If you don't want to invest a little bit more in that. But yeah, it's the best way to mix your colors because otherwise if I was doing it with a brush, I would have like a blob of paint right here sitting on my brush, and I would have ended up just rinsing it out, and you know, you just I would just waste all of this paint. So okay, here we go. The goal is not to cover all of the yellow that I have, so we'll just add. This is just kind of here and there color. It's not gonna, just adding a little bit more warmth to the sunflowers. I'm pretty sure that I mixed a whole lot. I don't think I'm gonna need this much paint, but that's something that happens with fabric medium, textile medium, and also it happens to me when I keep adding, you know. Oh, let's add this, or let's add that color. And I might need to paint some more sunflowers before all this paint dries. Okay. If something happens and you need to step away and you have mixed a bunch of paint like I did, what you can do is you can just spray it with water. Just use a low spray, like I use this ultrafine mist sprayer. Also, those like small spray bottles are good for that because they won't splatter too much water on your paint. And then you can just cover it with an upside down paper plate or something, and it will stay it will stay fresh for you for a couple of hours, depending on, if you have a furnace running, if your home if it's too dry, if it's super dry, or if it's humid, or, depending on what's happening and how it's going, you should be able to to do that. Okay. Think I'm liking what I'm seeing. Kind of like them. See, a whole lot of paint left. I think I know what I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of blue to it and turn it into green instead of using green from the container or from the tube. I'll just make my own. All right, so next step would be to make the centers. The center of the sunflower is a super interesting thing. So I really like to start with brown and then add black and then I add like orangish yellow for that. So let's grab some black. This will work. Now look, this is the deco art, and this is a craft quality, right? So for craft quality, I will put 1/3 of it. I'll only add 1/3 of textile medium to this. Okay, because otherwise I'm gonna thin out all the pigment, and when it dries, it's gonna be much lighter than I intended it to be in the first place. It will dry a little bit lighter because there is fabric medium added. All right, let's go paint the centers. So I remember that this was the oval. And that also was an oval. So you see, I'm just like patting on it. I'm not doing strokes to make a circle. Just kind of painting and dragging off to the side a little to create this irregular oval. Just give it the space like that. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move this so that I can turn a little bit. This is not very comfortable, this angle. There, like that. And the last one, right here. So yeah, I'm just using black. I have somewhere in my lives, or you can find them on my YouTube channel. There is a primitive sunflower painting somewhere that is really step by step on how to paint a sunflower. Okay. So I want to add a little bit of green to this black. So, and I need green for the leaves. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix some green. Okay, let me scooch this over. All right. So for my green, I'm just gonna grab this phthalo blue, and this is golden artist color. So again, high level of pigmentation, right? So I just need a little, just a little. See, I wouldn't even squeeze it on the palette because I don't wanna waste this color. This is one of the more expensive paints, so I'm trying to kind of be smart about how I use them. Yeah, look, gorgeous. Going into green. Green, just a gorgeous green. Like, probably because we have this orangish yellow in here already. You see, it's already toned down into a very nice color. It's not like, sometimes when you mix yellow and blue, you get like emerald green, and that is very far from natural colors. And then you don't know, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do with this? This is a mess, right? Well, if you ended up with emerald green, what you can do, you can tone it down with a little bit of red. Just add a little bit of red to it, and it should tone it down. But yeah, lots of things depend on the yellow that you started out with, on the blue that you're adding to it. There's like so much. Okay, so what I wanted to do was I wanted to grab some of this green and mix it with a little of this black and just kind of get this greenish black, mostly black, and add a little bit of that to my sunflower's middle to just give them a little bit more of an oomph, you know? There. It's hard to see it, but it's there. It'll give you like this game of light. But, yeah. Okay. And so now let's try and test. I am feeling adventurous. Let's see if this green color that I created, if it's what's the word opposite of transparent? Opaque, right? If it's opaque enough. So I'm gonna test it over here on the bottom. Over here on the bottom. Because if it doesn't work, then it doesn't bother me so much because I'm gonna roll up my pants anyway. And if it does work, then yay, it works, right? So let's just put some leaves on there. Yeah, it works. It's gonna take a few coats because it's also getting soaked in right away, as, as it should be, right? Okay, and maybe a little bit more right here. Just another leaf. Okay, let's see. Let's put, yeah, I'm gonna put one here. And maybe add another one right here. And see, it's gonna go right on top of that spot over here that went out of lines. And so I'm kind of gonna save it with putting a leaf in there. Okay. Okay. All right. If you are one of my people who paints with me online, I have two events added. I have we're gonna be painting a spring gnome pretty soon. I don't remember really. I'm sorry, my head is really overwhelmed with everything that's happening. I think the gnome is next week. If I have somebody watching who knows, if you could confirm, I think it's next week Tuesday. The gnome. And then there is a spring bouquet on like 2 weeks after. So if you want to go ahead and find events on my page and make sure to join the group because that's where I'll be going live. I have to do that because whenever I try and schedule a live lesson on Facebook, just like, so that everybody knows where I am and all of that, I end up getting people who trying to broadcast my live to their pages without my permission, and that's not cool. So that's why I always do my lives in the group, and then I may post the replay on the page, but I always put the replay um, um, on YouTube. On YouTube. So, what do you think? Do you think I need more leaves? What do you think? I'll wait for you to tell me. And while you guys are telling me, I'm gonna mix this green with a little bit of orange, and hopefully it'll make brown. It really should. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so I'm putting orange just on the side, just a little. And a tiny drop of Textile Medium for this orange. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab some of this green and just mix it in and pray that it works. Usually that should. Depends on orange. Oh, I'm gonna need much more orange for this. Okay. Maybe I need a deeper orange. Let's try orange yellow. Oh, hello. Here we go. Just a dot. That's all we need. Just a dot. Okay. Just a dot. Let's see. Yep, it's getting there. See, it's getting more and more brown. So brown is kind of a color that you can achieve by mixing everything together. But I noticed that sometimes for me to get to more like a burnt sienna brown, it takes a lot of red. Again, something worth playing with because now I'm using all the paints that I have, the leftovers. But really for online lessons, for classes that I teach in the group, I just use a certain set of colors and then we just mix everything so that you don't end up buying 45 different colors, right? And you already have 45 different colors, and then I have a new painting coming and we need this particular shade, and you're like, oh, really? Now I need a color number 46. Doesn't need to be that way, okay? So I grabbed a liner brush. It's just a round brush. It's number 0. And I'm going to use it to outline the petals. And I want some petals to be on the top, and then others are going to be tucked in. If you let this dry, and if you have Posca pans, acrylic Posca pans, they are awesome for this kind of thing. But you need to make sure that your whole flower, everything is dry, because otherwise you're gonna mess up your Posca pans, and we don't want that. Okay, there we go. Kind of like this. Thoughts? Input? Anybody? Okay, do I have enough leaves? What do you think? Okay, I'm just gonna do this one, but that's gonna get tucked under this one. Okay, a little bit of water. It's super draggy. I don't like my paint draggy when I'm doing lines. Line work doesn't like dragging paint. But it's also dragging because everything else is super dry underneath. I mean, super wet underneath, and so it's all kind of getting caught on there. There, like that. Just keep going. Just keep going. There. Okay. Yeah, we're getting there. Look at that. Then this one is going to be a little bit like that. I am a perfectionist, and so to me, and I'm also, I don't know if you guys know about that little trivia fact about me, but I'm also a math major, and and so when I just started to paint for the first time, flowers were driving me bonkers because I always wanted this geometrically correct flower, but geometrically correct flower does not exist in nature. And so I had the hardest time like letting it go and just let it go and let the petals be, like let them be what they are coming out to be. They'll be fine. They don't need to be they don't need to be perfect. And this is what I'm doing right now. I'm just reminding myself that they don't need to be perfect, and like your lines don't need to be, all symmetrical and all of that. It's amazing how human brain works, right? There we go. Okay. Now the big one is there. So with this big buddy, I'm gonna do the same as I did when I painted it. I'm going to simply, okay, I'm gonna spray some water on my paint because it's drying. I'm going to start with the petals that are on top of the other petals, right? And then kind of bring the other ones in. So I'm pretty much painting every other one. It doesn't have to be every other one. They can overlap in some other ways, like here on the side. That's what I did. Here we go. And there. So yes, you will probably see me painting a lot of sunflowers, and I think it's going to be next. No, not next week. Well, I'm going to be painting those door hangers also live, so that everybody who purchased them can get the video on how to paint them. Okay, a little bit of this brown and just a little bit of brown life. Just a little. Doesn't need a lot, just a few spots here and there. Just like that. Okay. Rinse the brush. Okay. I'm gonna let this dry. So while this is drying, I'm going to grab my flat, grab some of this brown. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of this brown and put it with this oh, more of that, with this greenish black that I made before. Can you see it? No. Ugh. right here on the side. Nope, still can't see it. Let's turn it this way. Here, here, the greenish black with some brown, and I'm just gonna add some of this to some part of each center. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry a little bit. Go back to the green and do another coat of green on the leaves just to, you know, kind of make it greener, I guess. Yeah? Does this make sense? Do you have any questions, you guys? Feel free to ask. I'm here to help. If you want to paint your own, just ask. Oh yeah, I just got 2 dozen of aprons for my paint parties that are gonna be in person here in Omaha. So I think I'm gonna be adding some flowers and other things to those aprons. Yeah, that's gonna be happening. Love this. I think I'm loving this. Okay, let me see. Do I have any leftover of lighter? Yes. Ooh, that's a lucky day. I don't need to get into any more paint. So what I did was I just went back to my paint palette. There was a leftover of yellow and whatever we did with the petals before, and I'm gonna use that lighter. And I added a little bit of green to it, and I'm gonna see if that makes. Yes, it does. So I just add. You just go like a dab dab onto those leaves. It adds a little bit of a highlight on them, just like that. Yeah, and they look alive. They look alive. All right, clean brush. Some of this brown again on the center of the sunflowers. I think I just like it. I don't know. Yep. Okay, and now the final step I would like to add, to remember that all of this paint that I have here on the palette has textile medium added, okay? And so the last step, I'm going to put a little bit of white on here, add a touch of fabric medium, textile medium. Mix. Oh no, don't put any brown on this. Uh-oh. Okay. So you just mix this in. I just need a nice pool of white. And I'm gonna get my number 0 liner. And does it have to be number 0? Again, if you have Posca pens, you can just do that with a Posca pen. Super easy, super low key. Okay, so I am not adding the highlight to absolutely every petal. Yeah, like maybe 5 or 6 for a flower, just to give it dimension, or maybe just like a tiny dot. It doesn't need a lot. Sometimes we feel like we need to make every petal the same, and that's not true. Okay, I'm gonna add. So this is like things that I like to add. It's like a teardrop shape, kind of. If you can see it, yeah, you should be. Just coming out of here. It's pretty much a filler for space. Something like that. And you can stick them into anywhere. It doesn't have to be a teardrop, it can be like a comma shape, you know. Just, or if if there's no room to stick that in, you can just put some white dots in there. It's all working with what we're doing. It's fine. That. And then another. Like that. Okay, now I have some white here. I'm gonna grab a little bit of green, mix it into this white. Make super light green. And I'm gonna highlight my leaves so that they are bright. We can see them, they don't get lost. There. Okay. A little bit of this brown, mix with the white, super light brown. Okay, and just add some dots inside. Side here. Oh, that's almost white. Let's grab some more brown. There. All right. And you can always go back and like add a little bit more white to your white drops over here because guess what? They got soaked into the fabric and they're not so white anymore, which is fine when we know that this is what happens. So you can always go back and retouch. Also, once this is dry, and if you look at it like at your painting and you think, oh, you don't like something and you'd like to fix it, you can always paint on top of acrylics. Just make sure to use fabric medium, textile medium. Sorry, I keep saying the wrong word. Textile medium, and yeah, there we go. So here's our sunflowers. Here they are. They are on the pant. So this is gonna sit here for, I'm gonna let it sit for 24 hours, get completely dry. I'm glad I put cardboard inside. For those who just joining us, there's cardboard inside. Always protect your fabric so that it won't get stuck, right? And so in about 24 hours, it will be okay to wear. I would give it at least 72 hours before wash. I know I can just brush off the chalk lines if they still show. Not a big deal. Um, uh, I hope you had fun. I can't wait to see what you paint. And I will talk to you guys sometime later. Don't forget that The link to the cutout is pinned. So if you are looking to do something to support people of Ukraine, I'm hosting a fundraiser, and all the profits will go to trusted organizations to help people of Ukraine. Okay? All right. Talk to you later. Bye.